take a look at commodities now, where we have seen a decline come in. The Chinese trade data, or rather the import numbers, have not been positive, and that really is weighing onto the commodities. Let's bring on the crude prices on your screens. Apart from the weak data that has come in from China, the crude has seen a decline also after the Norway output has been put back on track. The government has ordered arbitration, and that's the reason you have seen crude prices actually seeing a bit of that premium being taken off from that one. The declines, though, also have come in case of the base metal prices, again because of the Chinese data, though the markets are hoping, speculating that the Chinese would come out with some more easing in sense of monetary policies. At this point in time, that is not seen, but there is a bit of a decline coming in because of that disappointing data there. The gold price has also not been able to move much. 1580 is how that one is holding, a 2-week lows in case of gold prices, and has been holding there for last couple of sessions now. Let's also get in Kuljeet Kataria. He's Head Business Alliance of Unicorn Investment Solutions, and he joins us in Mumbai studios. Kuljeet, hi, welcome to the show. Let's start with crude first and the kind of declines that we have seen coming in for that one. Would you say it's just a correction of the premium that had come in because of the supply concerns, or are you looking at further declines from these levels?
Manisha, I think this week crude will definitely trade a little more stronger. I'm not seeing that big correction coming in. No doubt the trend in commodity is bullish for a short period. I think around $2, $1, $2 from here is the upper side. Yes, I agree. Like, it will not be, the higher levels will not be sustained. The selling pressure will come, but as of today, I think for an intraday bounce back will come in.
How about the Indian markets as well, Kuljeet? On MCX also, we've seen a bit of a decline coming in, and that's because of the rupee as well. That has seen a bit of an appreciation coming in. So 1% down, 4760 on MCX. What are your levels there for today?
I would recommend to buy at around between 4,600 to 4,700 levels, and I am expecting a target of around 4,800 levels on MCX.
Kuljeet, what's your sense coming in case of the precious metal prices? Because gold, after that 1647 kind of a high that we saw in the previous week, has declined quite sharply. 1580 just about holding in the international markets for gold. How are you looking at that?
Going ahead, I see gold will be trading in range-bound mode only because investors are looking at the data now, nothing fundamental is happening. I feel on an intraday levels, I think around 29,610 and 29,630 will be the levels, right levels to sell, or if current market is giving you an opportunity, you can sell it right away also. For an intraday, I think 29,450 should be the levels where one can book the profits.
Kuljeet, just to get a reaction or sense on how the investors are trading in the gold markets in India, if you look at the data that has come out from the mutual fund sense here, it says that the ETF redemptions or the ETF selling has been the highest in the month of June since the time the ETFs have come into the market. What's your sense? People feel 30,000 won't be crossed on the higher side in the near term. Is that the reason people are going for redemptions?
I feel in India, ETFs basically are traded more with an angle of the participants are equity based more. So some kind of profit booking must have taken place, and people are expecting there are positive sentiments in the stock market. So I feel people are expecting equities will perform better. So that kind of those investments which are booked from ETFs can be reinvested back into equity or their choice. I think those could be the reasons where the ETF selling has taken place.
Well, point well taken there. How about the silver prices though, because that also has seen a decline. We haven't seen it reaching 27 on the lower side or 29 on the higher side as well. Do you see this range holding on for some more time?
Silver will definitely take a beating, and I think it will be touching around 27 levels. Definitely, yes, it will take cues from base metal market, and when China is giving that kind of a signal, I think there will be a selling pressure definitely happening on silver too.
Kuljeet, many of the industry participants that we have spoken to are more bullish on silver than in gold when you talk to them from the 2012 end perspective. Would you see it same way?
I definitely see. I will go with the investor's point of view, but when silver will start moving, it will show a very sharp rise. But I think around 6 to 8 months we will have to wait for that kind of a movement to happen.
Silver in many senses follows the base metals as well because of this usages there, and we haven't seen much of performance coming in from that sector, especially after the Chinese data has come in. While the inflation yesterday was positive, the trade data today has been quite on the negative side. How are you picking up these cues from China?
From China, I would suggest looking at the cues from international market as well as demand supply from an industrial side. I think selling in silver will be a better strategy. For a day, I think silver can be sold at 53,600 levels or 700 levels, and one can expect a target of around 52,900 for a day also.
How about copper itself? Because while we've seen a very range-bound trade in that one as well, 410, 430 on the higher side, would you want to continue to play that range in the going future as well?
Yes, I would continue to go with the trend, and the trend was definitely showing some kind of a positive strength. I would not breach technical levels. I think around 422, 423 levels are the right levels one can buy at, but very strict stop loss can be should be kept, because China data has shown a negativity today. 420 should be the very strong stop loss, and one can see a target of around 428 for the day.
Kuljit, would you find it ironical that we have seen the steel prices gain slightly in the Indian markets, but can't say the same about the ingredients going into steel, because the iron ore prices, the nickel prices haven't seen much of a support in the recent days. What's your reading into that, and how would you want to trade these raw materials?
Very recently we have seen a sharp rise in nickel prices. I think this today should be the level when one can look at selling levels in nickel also. Around 919 to 921 should be the levels one can sell nickel, and intraday levels I think I'm expecting very sharp correction, and that correction is also supported by Chinese news. I think the intraday target should be taken as around 885 levels.
Kuljit, you've given two different strategies for the base metal sector. You have a buy on copper, a sell on nickel as well. So would you say that all the base metals are now trading on their individual fundamentals? Also, how would you react on the Goldman Sachs report, which says that they are bullish on aluminum and they are looking at 15% of an appreciation in aluminum prices in this quarter by September end? How do you read that?
See, aluminum and steel have a very different fundamentals. Steel will definitely go with the infrastructure demand and the economical performances. I think globally economies are not doing great, and the biggest importer and a consumer, China, is showing not that great numbers. I think for a few days selling will always remain a huge pressure on any base metal leaving aluminum. Aluminum will have a different fundamentals to play off itself.
All right, Kuljit, we'll let you go at that. Thank you so much for taking time out for us. That's the view coming in from Kuljit Kataria. He is buying copper, selling into nickel, but buying into crude, but selling into precious metals yet again for the intraday markets today.